Hello everyone and welcome to my recommendations for the Steam Summer Sale 2020. Today I'm going to be choosing a variety of games, from small indies to massive AAA titles, that can be picked up for a bargain on sale at the moment. As always, we'll be dividing the games into three categories: games under £5, games under £10, and games over £10. And the prices will also be shown in US dollars and euros. So let's get straight into it with games under £5. And we're going to kick things off today with SPEEDRUNNERS, a game that has you racing, swinging and sliding around obstacle-laden maps, all with the intention of getting far enough ahead of your opponents to knock them out. And along with just your raw speed, you'll also have power-ups at your disposal to make their lives even harder. The pressure piles on too as the screen gradually gets smaller and smaller, meaning there's no margin for error. This is one that's best played with friends and it's currently on sale for £3.62 or $4.94. Next up is Doom, a gory demon-killing joy to play. Doom offers smooth, action-packed gameplay, along with impactful weapons and satisfying glory kills, which complement the fast-paced action. Now, this is one that gets on these lists quite a lot, so I won't talk about it too much, but this is a superb game, and even with Doom Eternal out now, at just £4.49 or $5.99, I just couldn't leave Doom off of this list. Moving on then, and we have Bridge Constructor Portal, a game that combines the challenge of games like Polybridge with some good old Portal mechanics, and throws in a great sense of humour too. You'll go from building simple bridges in the early game that just carry your drivers safely to the exit, to designing ramps that lead into portals that then throw your vehicles over multiple crossing paths, hurtling towards the exit and flipping in the air as they do so. And even when things go horrifically wrong, it's still such an enjoyable experience. Bridge Constructor Portal is on sale for £3.23 or $4.49. Next we come to YAKUZA 0, a game that on the surface seems like a solid beat 'em up with a gritty mafia story to back it up. And it absolutely is that, but there's so much more here. For me, the main joy of this game isn't found in the main story, but in the side activities. One second you can be buying up real estate and building your empire, the next you'll be in a music video, or singing karaoke with brilliant visuals, or even racing toy cars against children. This game has so much silly fun to offer, and at just £3.74 or $4.99, it's an absolute steal. Up next is the cheapest game on today's list as we come to Beholder. This one has you playing as a landlord in the employ of a totalitarian state that wants you to spy on your tenants and report anything that goes against their rules. Beholder will have you installing cameras and gathering reports on your tenants, but if you choose to, you can show your humanity and not report every minor infraction, but just know that there will be consequences. There's a very Papers, Please feel to this one, and coming in at just £1.04 or $1.49, I feel this dystopian gem is well worth a look. On now to a pair of games that are regularly featured as we come to Deus Ex Human Revolution and Mankind Divided. This is one of my favourite game series, as instead of being offered a linear path to complete your objectives, you can choose to do it your own way. The option is always open to go in gung-ho, shooting your way through every situation, but stealth may be a better option, or convincing people to do what you want, and the augmentations you choose to upgrade will help with whatever playstyle you're going for. Now, these are both excellent games for the price in my opinion, with Human Revolution coming in at just £1.94 or $2.99, and Mankind Divided at £2.99 or $4.49, but if you want to just try one out, go with Human Revolution. It may be older, but in my opinion it's a more complete package. Next is I'm Not a Monster First Contact, an XCOM style turn-based strategy game that has you fighting against hostile lizard-like aliens aboard your spaceship. The gameplay here is satisfying and what you might expect from an XCOM-like, but what really sets this one apart is the 50s or 60s movie aesthetic which offers a great backdrop for the storyline and facilitates entertaining characters. Coming in at just £2.90 or $3.84, this is a great option, and although it may lack the depth of some similar games, I think it's well worth a look. Darkest Dungeon is next, and this turn-based RPG will see you sending your teams of adventurers to fight a horrendous array of monsters in grim locations. The gameplay here offers strategic decisions as to who to take on each foray and what resources to take along, as well as what order to place your adventurers in, since they'll have different abilities depending on their position in the group. The atmosphere is amazing in this one, and it's aided massively by the brilliant narration, which all adds to a sense of dread and doom. And when paired with a stress mechanic that has your adventurers not only needing to worry about their physical health, but also their mental health, as the challenges they come up against take a toll on them, adds so much to the game. Darkest Dungeon is on sale for £4.74 or $6.24. Moving on, we come to the Turing Test, a first-person puzzle game in the style of the Portal games, but it more than does enough to stand out on its own. Challenging puzzles that make you think and, if you're like me, stump you for a good few minutes, offer a good sense of reward when you finally figure out what you're meant to do. And that balance of difficulty versus being possible to figure out is executed really well in the Turing Test. And it's currently available for £2.24 or $2.99. On to the penultimate game for this section, and I've gone for Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. This platformer is one of the most breathtakingly beautiful games out there, and the gameplay doesn't disappoint either, with large areas to explore and new abilities that always keep the game fresh, as you navigate your way through deadly obstacles and ferocious enemies. And even though the follow-up to this one, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, is already out, at just £3.74 or $4.99, Ori and the Blind Forest is well worth a look. And finally, in the under £5 section, we come to one of my personal favourites, in the form of Blood Bowl 2. This mashup of turn-based Warhammer and American football results in a brutal but incredibly entertaining sport that will require you to use your brain and be a little bit evil to beat your opponent. One of the things that I really love about this one is that injuring your opponents is a genuine tactic that you can and should use to your advantage, and some of the races that you can play as really back this up, such as the Dwarves. But if instead you do want to play a beautiful game, passing the ball between your players and dodging your way out of trouble, go for the Elves and frustrate your opponent when their blocking tactics barely affect you. Alongside all this is an excellent single-player campaign that sees you building a team up from a team of perpetual losers into an unstoppable force, all complemented by the comedy of Jim and Bob the commentators. There really is a lot to love here, and for £2.99 or $3.99, I think Blood Bowl 2 is worth your time. On then to the under £10 category, and we're going to start off with Frostpunk. This one will see you taking on the role of the captain of a new settlement, as your people look not only to survive, but to flourish. Food quickly becomes a problem, and unrest among the people needs to be dealt with. But in the early game at least, your biggest problem will just be keeping everyone warm, as the massive generator requires a lot of coal to run, and your first few tries are likely to end in failure. But when you finally get it right, it's so rewarding, and moving on to the challenges afterwards gives you so many options. Personally, I decided to make myself into a living god, so that no one could question my authority, and those who did were severely punished. But there are so many other ways you can go with this one, and that's what makes it so interesting. Frostpunk is available for £9.99 or $11.99. Next up is Metal Gear Solid 5: The Definitive Experience, an open-world stealth game that offers a deep story alongside great gameplay, and my personal favourite aspect, which is building up your own army from soldiers captured in the field by recruiting them to your team back at Mother Base. Now, the Definitive Experience contains both the Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes, but most of your fun here is going to be in the Phantom Pain, which is more than worth the £6.24 or $7.49 price tag on its own. Ground Zeroes does offer some fun content though, and is a nice little bonus to add to the main event. My Friend Pedro is next, a game that makes fast-paced shooting beautiful by adding in backflips, spin dodges, and a Matrix-esque focus system that allows you to slow down time to take out your enemies. And when you combine them all, you get superb gameplay that offers you the ability to take out 2 enemies at once with a split shot while backflipping through the air in slow motion. The story behind this brilliance is a little bit odd, as your character listens to a talking banana and acts on his advice, but it works so well with some of the silly aspects of the gameplay. My Friend Pedro is on sale for £9.29 or $11.99. Moving on, we come to The Council, a story-driven game where your choices really make an impact, as you meet some of the biggest historical figures from George Washington to Napoleon Bonaparte, and having those characters come into confrontation with you and then getting the better of them really appeals to me. Now, as this one is story-driven, I don't want to give away too much, but if you want to try it for yourself, Episode 1 is totally free, and if you like what you see, the complete season is available for £6.59 or $7.49. Up next is Hand of Fate 2, a deck building game that offers both a strategy layer and a real-time combat layer, as you'll transition from moving around a board created from the cards you've chosen to jumping into battle and fighting enemies determined by those cards. There's also plenty of minigames here which can be the difference between success and failure on your mission, though there is quite a bit of RNG involved in some of these to be aware of. The combat does let the game down slightly, with it being quite tedious and repetitive, but the board game aspect more than makes up for this, and at just £5.94 or $7.94, Hand of Fate 2 is well worth a look. Rainbow Six Siege is next, and this one is a shooter that keeps drawing me back in. The massive choice of operators, array of different tactics, and the brilliant moments that this game gives you, whether it's taking out an enemy through a wall, or getting a win when you're the last man standing, or even just droning out your opponent and using that information to get the advantage, the gameplay here is something unique and so much fun. And despite being a 5-year-old game, there's still plenty of people playing Siege. So if you're looking for a challenging tactical shooter, at just £6.79 or $7.99, Rainbow Six Siege might be for you. Getting towards the end of this section, and we've got EUROPA Universalis 4. This massive grand strategy game lets you take control of a nation and make your own choices. The most popular decision will probably be to try and grow your empire to become the most powerful the world has ever seen. But if you'd rather just consolidate power and watch the money pour in as you master trade and diplomacy, go for it. There are so many possibilities and so much depth in this game to keep you going for hundreds upon hundreds of hours. Of course, there are missions which can help to determine what to do next, but the choice of whether or not you follow that path is entirely up to you. Now, there is a pretty steep learning curve to this one, but fortunately there's a lot of great tutorials on YouTube to help you out. And if you don't mind investing a little time to learn, at just £6.99 or $7.99, EUROPA Universalis 4 has so much to offer. And I thought we'd finish this section off with a classic. XCOM 2 remains one of my favourite games of all time, offering some of the best strategic gameplay available, mixed with base development and superb character progression. I won't talk too long about this one as I've talked about it a lot in the past, but this is one of the best games available for backstories to develop and characters to go from faceless nobodies to someone that you really care about, as they develop extremely powerful abilities and have moments of heroism and bravery as they push back the aliens occupying Earth. XCOM 2 is available for £8.74 or $14.99. So into the over £10 category, and let's begin with A Way Out. This was a game that I found one of the most interesting and enjoyable games from 2018, and one of the reasons for that is that it's exclusively co-op, so you'll need a friend to play with. Playing as Leo and Vincent, you'll have to execute a prison break using your teamwork and then make sure to evade recapture. Now with this one being co-op only, you'll be in split screen for most of the game. But the way it's done, with one player often having the main focus of a particular section, allows the storytelling to shine through, despite what would usually be a limitation. Even though you'll need a friend to play with, this can be done online, and Steam are promoting this one with their remote play together feature, so as long as you've got someone willing, you shouldn't have any problems. A Way Out is available for £12.49 or $14.99. A Plague Tale: Innocence is next, a game that sees you play as Amicia, as you and your little brother Hugo are hunted through 14th century France, and the bond between the two will grow stronger and stronger as they evade the capture of their pursuers, and the rats plaguing the nation. This one is mainly a stealth game with an excellent story backing it up and characters that really draw you in. A Plague Tale: Innocence is on sale for £13.59 or $15.29. Next we come to Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition. This huge RPG will have you exploring massive maps, encountering a wide array of interesting enemies, and completing hundreds of captivating quests, all while leveling up your character to become ridiculously powerful. I've been playing this one with a few friends for quite a while now, and even 65 hours into our campaign, we still have a lot to do, and if you can get some friends together to play this with, the experience is a lot of chaotic fun, especially as many of your powerful abilities will ignore whether someone is a friend or a foe. Even single player though has so much to offer in this one, and for just £14.99 or $22.49, I think Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition is a bargain. On then to the Spyro Reignited Trilogy, a beautifully remastered experience that will offer a massive amount of nostalgia for people who played Spyro all those years ago, but it also has a lot of fun to offer players completely new to the game. This one offers 3 games for the price of one and oozes charm, especially with the redone dragons that you free from their statues, all of whom have a personality of their own. There's a lot of exploration here and gems to collect, so for anyone with fond memories of Spyro or just fans of platformers, at £17.49 or $19.99, Spyro the Reignited Trilogy might be for you. Far Cry 5 is next, a huge open world FPS game that plants you in Hope County, Montana, and gives you the task of almost single-handedly taking down the Eden's Gate cult that has taken over. The gameplay here is as Far Cry as ever, giving the player the freedom to choose what they do and when, and offering a massive array of weapons and vehicles to make your own fun. This one may not innovate much on the Far Cry formula, and in my opinion the story is a little bit weak, but the overall gameplay and amount of content here makes it more than worth its £12.49 or $14.99 price tag. Almost at the end now as we come to Total War Warhammer 2, a game that takes the classic concept of Total War games with their overarching strategy and battle command and brings it into the fantasy world of Warhammer. For fans of Warhammer, this is basically an automatic win, but for everyone else, this is still a deep and enjoyable game with several races to choose from that all play differently, and loads of unique units to keep things interesting in battle. Building up and expanding gives the game a real sense of progression, and if you're not interested in commanding battles yourself and just want to sim your way through fights, there's still plenty of strategizing fun to be had here. Total War Warhammer 2 is on sale for £13.59 or $20.39. And if you've ever watched one of these recommendations videos before, you must have known we'd end with The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year Edition. This remains my all-time favourite game, with an incredible story, beautiful and sprawling open world, and quests all over the place. There's just so much fantastic content in this one, and that's only amplified by the fact that in the Game of the Year edition, you not only get the base game, but also the Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine expansions, which add even more content to an already gigantic game. If you still haven't picked this one up yet and you like RPGs, do yourself a favour and buy The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year Edition, as it's currently on sale for only £10.49 or $14.99. And there it is, another Steam sale over. As always, I couldn't include every game I wanted to, or we'd be here all day. Besides which, I haven't played every game on Steam. So please share your recommendations down in the comments below to help everyone find great games that are perfect for them. If you found the video helpful at all, leave me a like and subscribe for more of this if you haven't already. And maybe even consider checking out my Let's Play channel, Less Than Optimal. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I've been Nathan, and I'll see you next time.